from Blue Streak Stadium in Hartville. WOAC TV 67 Sports proudly presents High School Football 1992. Tonight, the Federal League Showdown, the defending champions, the Lake Blue Streaks, entertaining the first place Perry Panthers. And this TV 67 special sports presentation is being brought to you in part by Value City Department Stores. No one gives you greater selection and savings than Value City. George Wakeham Ford. George Wakeham really is your friend at the factory. Terry's Tire Town. For the best tire prices in Alliance, see Terry's Tire Town. CCI and Ohio Bell Centric, your telecommunication teammate. Bank One, one of the strongest and most innovative banks in America, with local people making local decisions. And Valley Systems and Hydro Laser Technologies, working today for a better tomorrow. Hello again, everyone. Yours truly, Scott Davis, my broadcast partner, Tom Cannell, our statistician, Vic Steffen. Tonight, Kevin Hoffman producing, along with director Jeff Poland, Mike Tonjes, and all the fine folks of Image Video. The Perry Panthers 7-0, Lake 5-2. Perry averaging 40 points per game. Offensively, allowing 10 points per contest. The numbers for Lake, 20 on offense and 6 on defense. Tom Cannell, as we look at a strength versus strength matchup, it's the ground game of the Panthers, averaging 270 yards on offense, 6.5 yards per carry, against an always strong Lake defense, which this year is allowing only 60 yards on the ground per game.
And that should be the big clash. It's what one team does best on opposite sides of the football. It's going to be interesting early on to see what happens. This is the place to be. A biggest ball game for Perry since maybe 1969. And that's when we saw they were 10-0, so we figured they have to be at least 7-0 one of those times. And as far as the Lake Blue Streaks are concerned, they can let the air out of the footballs after tonight if they don't win this one. So you've got the defending champion in the Federal League against the team that is undefeated, and both teams need this game badly.
Perry wins tonight. They win at least a share of the Federal League crown. They can win it outright then with a victory over Glen Oak in Week 10. Lake, if they win tonight, it's Alliance and Perry tied for the top spot with the Blue Streaks in second place. Jeff Durbin believes if Lake can win their last 3 games and finish 8-2, they can qualify in Division II. Most of the people we've talked to, both connected with and outside the Perry program, believe the Panthers must win tonight and again next week against Lancaster in order to qualify for postseason play for the first time in school history. And ironically, Tom Cannell, another factor, many people believe the 1992 Perry Panthers remind them a lot of the 1991 Lake Blue Streaks.
We talked about that at dinner tonight. It's the same type of football. They lay big bodies on you all night long and just beat you into submission. Lake did it last year, took them all the way to the Final Four. Perry seems to be getting better at it every week.
The Panthers with a great all-county tackle and Ray Harris and the 1-2 running punch of Gary Pursuti and Bill Reynolds. Lake will counter with a veteran defense led by Aaron Bates, 62 victories and 35 losses. The Lake head coach, Jeff Durbin, in his 3rd season, 25 wins and just 7 defeats. As you look at Jeff, Lake has won the toss. They will receive and move from left to right as you look at it. And Tom, how about tonight's officials?
Yes, tonight we do not have Dick Zink as our referee, and that in itself is a story. The referee tonight is Jim Saliola. The umpire is Jim Denke. The linesman is Ron DeCellis. The line judge, Jeff Noggle, and the back judge, Dennis Fleckner. Gotta get my shot in there, Dick.
Eric Brock is in the middle of the 3 deep men. To the far side is Shannon Schrock. To the near side, Aaron Vanderkay.
And whistle poised, Jim Saliola is about ready to get this one underway.
Now, Andy Bolam, who would normally kick off, he was hurt in the New Philadelphia game. We may see him on extra points and field goal attempts, but it will be Devon Scott kicking the ball away. Comes up to one of the short men at the 28-yard line across the 30, and it's Willie getting it back to the 33. For Lake offensively, Josh Sims at center, Matt Willie, Greg Nelson the guard, Steve Hopkins, Ryan Zito the tackles, Tom Zink the tight end, Don Stayer, Travis Cook the wide receivers, Chad Lambert the quarterback, Steve Lippy the fullback, and Eric Brock leads his team in rushing, 639 yards, averaging 5 yards per carry, and he also leads the team with 9 touchdowns. He's the deep man in the eye. Long count by Lambert. Pitch back, Eric Brock. Had trouble holding on to it, and as a result, he'll get a yard or two. Quickly, defensively for Perry, we'll see Joe Pino and Jeff Keener at nose guard, replacing the injured Jim Neal. Ray Harris, Fred Saylor opening a defensive tackle. Jim Worsler, defensive end. Tony Carr, outside linebacker. Inside backers, Bill Reynolds and Matt Myers. And the secondary, Devon Scott, Adam Burek, Matt Blake, and Scott Doherty. But Tom Cannell, one thing that Keith Wakefield will do tonight, free substitution. He's got a lot of people starting both ways, but he's also got a lot of depth. The pass out is complete. Stayer, ball is fumbled out of bounds. Lake will keep possession, a first down near midfield.
But both of the games that we've seen involving Perry so far, they've been slow starters. The first couple of the series, they've just been kind of getting their feet. And tonight, I wanted to see whether or not they could get out to a little quicker start, both offensively and defensively. Lake now with a first down on their first possession. This ball just drilled out of a back shot there. That was reminiscent of the one the Buckeye took a couple weeks ago in the near the goal line against Wisconsin.
Chad Lambert has thrown for over 600 yards now on the season. His best 171 against North Canton Hoover in week number 2. Eric Brock again over the left side. Now a hole this time. And inside the Perry 45-yard line.
Well, you know, the story coming into the ball game tonight, Perry's unbeaten, top of the list. First time in a number of years they've gone at least 6-0, a chance to go to the playoffs. But we weren't out on the field before the ball game amongst the Lake players. A lot of grim, tough, tight chins tonight. They came out to put the licks on Perry.
Both receivers, Cook and Stayer, come to the near side. Running backs in an eye. 2nd and 4 from the Perry 44. Brock will be about 3 yards shy of the first down. Pino, Myers among those in on the stop for the Panthers.
And speaking of before the game, we were advised also that this is the healthiest that the Lake Blue Streaks have been from the beginning of the season. All the able bodies are in blue shirts tonight.
The only exception, Scott Malloy, who did a nice job coming in late first half into the second half last week in our broadcast against Timken. He's out with an injured shoulder, but everybody else in uniform ready to go for Jeff Durbin and company. Third down play, Lambert throws. Stayer has it for the first down inside the 40 to the 38, a pickup of 6.
That was just a quick hook. They're flooding the zone out there. They got 2 receivers and 1 defender. They clear out, then a cutback. A nice play by Stayer. The ball was thrown only where he was going to be able to get it.
Cook wide to the far side. Stayer comes to the near side. Tight end Tom Zink to the far side. Lippy and Brock behind Lambert. Eric Brock again working over the left side, and a good gain on first down.
I was just going to say, again, a big first down play. Every time you look up, Lake's at 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5. It's a lot more in your playbook you can use.
Gain of 5. 2nd and 5.
Especially for this time of year, a beautiful night for football here at Blue Streak Stadium. Very mild, and the chance of rain only after midnight, we're told. Cook far side, Stayer near side. Pitch back, Eric Brock trying to sweep, and nothing doing this time. Tony Carr, number 72, from his outside linebacker spot.
Well, they're running that play into what is really a sea of mud over by that hash mark. There's not going to be very good footing on that left side hash mark going left or right.
Multi-purpose field, right. So a lot of soccer being played on this field along with football.
But if they try to run short side here, they're going to be just in quicksand.
3rd and 7 from the Perry 31-yard line. First possession of the game. Just under 8.5 minutes to go first quarter. Lambert has time, fires the football, and it's almost intercepted.
But they ran that same hook pattern.
Matt Blake almost picked it off for the Panthers. The intended receiver, Stayer.
Went to the well one too many times with that play. Here you take a look at it. Now Lambert, he can't see over the top of everybody. He doesn't see Blake step in front here. And he really could have put that one away. Blake will have an opportunity on 4th and 6.
On the Perry 31. Too far out for a field goal and too far in to punt the ball away.
Went to the long count, but Panthers were well disciplined.
Lambert with time, fires the football just incomplete.
Lambert's pass
And on the change of possession, when we come back, 8:13 to go first quarter, Perry with the ball on their own 31-yard line. The Panthers with Mike Elliott at center, filling in for the injured Jim Neal, Tony Carr and Fred Saylor the guards, Ray Harris, Nate Wyrick at tackles, Matt Myers the tight end, Devon Scott the wide receiver. In the backfield, Gary Pursuti, Bill Reynolds, and Matt Blake. That's Reynolds in motion. The quarterback is Scott Doherty. Inside handoff, big real estate for Pursuti. First down, he carries two members of the Blue Streaks with him all the way up to midfield for a gain of 19.
I would say that's a fast start offensively. They were just the big bodies coming straight at Lake. Look at them come off the ball. They just shred the line right at the line of scrimmage. And then Pursuti, who we saw with an outstanding game a couple of weeks ago, does the rest against three defenders.
Gary Pursuti, over 650 yards on the season, a two-time winner of our CCI Ohio Bell Centrics Player of the Game. Panthers from midfield. This is Blake. Broke one tackle and picks up 5 yards. Lake defensively shapes up this way. Jim Finucane at middle guard, Matt Willie and Brian Gruber at the tackles, Brian Deegan, Tom Zink defensive end, Steve Lippy, Jeff Hauerbusch inside linebackers. In the secondary, Shannon Schrock, Ben Keeling, Tim Wenham, and Aaron Vanderkamp.
A lot of beef leading that play with Fred Saylor and Tony Carr. You really have to be impressed the way the linemen pull to run the plays that Perry runs.
Scott, leading receiver for the Panthers, comes to the near side. Lake in motion. And the fullback Pursuti, he'll be about a yard, maybe 2 yards shy of a first down. This time you've got Pursuti in there with over 600 yards. Reynolds over 550, and between the two, they're averaging right around 7 yards every time they touch the football.
And they combine speed and power to really give you a threat that could pop one on you anytime. If you try to protect against a deep one, they'll run you right over.
Third down, we'll call it a long two. Reynolds in motion. And the first down by Gary Pursuti. Great ball handling by Doherty, the quarterback. Inside the 35, they'll mark it down at the 33.
Well, they get all the backs involved because they've got two wing backs. They get men in motion. He could fake it to about 3 different backs if he wanted to. So, you know, one of the things I think goes really unnoticed is the ball handling of Scott Doherty. This is not an easy offense to run, but to make it successful, you've got to be able to hide the ball, move it around.
Panthers driving on their first possession. Doherty straight back, now rolls out, tucks it down, and down goes the Perry quarterback. Maybe he got a yard.
Well, he had somebody out in the flat there and just opted to see if he could make something more out of it. Probably would have been wiser to try and dump it out.
Tom, maybe the stat of the night comes from, as we watch the replay, from Lake coach Jeff Durbin. The last 10 times, make that the last dozen times that Perry's had the ball. The Jackson game, New Philadelphia game, about 6 or 7 quarters, they scored 10 touchdowns and they fumbled twice. No defense to stop Perry in the last, let's say, game and a half. Pursuti, upended, bring up third down and about 6.
Nice shoulder tackle by Jim Finucane. Just upended the ball carrier. There was some room to run, too, if Finucane hadn't got in there.
First, third, and long situation for Perry as you look at Lake head coach Jeff Durbin, who knows the challenge facing his defense here tonight.
Both teams have a good movement between the 30s. Now we'll see what happens.
Kylie Stoner comes near side. Devon Scott to the far side. What looks like a passing situation. Doherty brings it down, and down he goes. Quarterback sack recorded by Brian Deegan, number 64, 225-pound senior.
Looks like Perry will send in the punting unit, try and pooch kick this one deep. It's going to be a quick pop pass. It's not there. Doherty brings it down, then he's wrapped up. So heads-up play, no sense throwing the ball away.
And perhaps a moral victory for the Lake defense.
And there goes the streak.
The streak is broken.
After Scott Davis took care of it as well.
Devon Scott to punt it away. High kick. Ball is is loose, bounces right up to the Lake player, so Schrock corrals it. Lake with the ball on their own 10-yard line when we return.
Schrock receiving a punt for Lake.
Grange, Buell, Bryan, and O'Brien Insurance scoreboard has donuts on it.
Lake in be careful territory at their own 10-yard line. The give is to Eric Brock, and he gets about 6 on a quick hitter, and again, Tom Candle, they're going over the left side.
And again on first down, a nice surge of almost 6. And again, Scott Davis has resorted to the cheaters. Boy, I tell you what, he popped clean through there, too. If he'd been able to maintain his balance, that might have been a real long one.
Jeff Keener now in at nose tackle in on that stop. 2nd and 4 for the Blue Streaks. Again, Brock, again over the left side. First down, Lake, as they get it up to the 25-yard line.
Well, at the initiation of each of the drives, the offense has just taken control and start moving the football. Both of them bogged down once they got into around the 30-yard line area. Now Lake looking to beat it out of the be careful territory. Brought it out now from the 8-yard line to the 25.
Worsler on the stop. Eric Brock has been an early workhorse, 7 carries, 27 yards. And of course, he was our CCI award winner last week against the Timken Trojans. Lake at their own 25-yard line, late first quarter, no score. Firing the ball, Cook has it, and he'll be close to another first down.
Is complete.
Devon Scott in on the stop.
Knew where they marked it. He had to get right to the 35.
We talked about the liberal substitution pattern by Keith Wakefield and the Perry Panthers. In there at free safety now, Dan Seifert, a junior, spelling the starting quarterback, Doherty.
We have a certificate to give away. We're looking for
Chuck Keith, who was injured in the Hoover game. It's good to see number 43 back in action. He's in at inside linebacker for Perry.
Looks like he's wearing some kind of a support on his right leg there, Scott.
Donated by
correct.
It is a first down, apparently, as the Blue Streak cheers go up. Jim Saliola was right against the Lake bench where we couldn't see the measurement.
First down for Lake.
So the Blue Streaks have moved the ball on their second possession from their own 10 to the 35-yard line. 2:51 to go first quarter. No score here. The game with both Federal League and playoff implications. Lake against Perry. Eric Brock again over the left side, but nothing doing this time.
Eric Brock carrying for Lake.
Tony Carr.
Stop by Tony Carr.
75 and 72. They lead the offense. Here they also lead the defensive charge, both at the bottom of that stack.
2nd and 10 from the 35-yard line. Inside 2.5 minutes to go. First quarter. Again, a long count. Looking for Cook. Fires the football. Travis has it. Devon Scott and the tackle. Another first down for the Blue Streak. Up the Lake 47-yard line.
That's the first time he's thrown the ball to the left. Everything's been to the right side.
Number 15, Travis.
12-yard pickup on that play.
Well thrown, too. This ball was put on a pretty good line by the quarterback.
On the tackle for Perry. First down.
Tough to defend that kind of play.
Lambert now 4 out of 6. 2 to Stayer for 18. 2 to Cook for 22.
Cook just a junior, 5'9", 145.
Brock tries the right side, and not much, maybe a yard.
Carrying the ball.
Chuck Keefe in on the stop.
Stop by
Under 2 minutes now in the very quick first quarter. There you look at
Harris.
the replay, and it was Big Harris as well standing there.
Right.
That's like trying to run through an oak tree.
No gain. 2nd and 10.
They're talking, when we first started the season, we thought it might be the year of the place kicker. That didn't quite work out. We've seen a number of missed extra points. Then we thought it was the year of the running back, but really it's been the year of the lineman. The likes of Ray Harris at Perry, Tamiko Payton at Alliance, just to name 2. Stayer tried to run with it before he brought it in.
They had it too.
Down at the Perry 38. Oh, I've done that a lot of times. That's how I know.
He turned up the sidelines. He just forgot the pigskin. Ball is thrown again pretty well. This is the out pattern. They've run it about 4 or 5 times right at your living room. He says, oh, I think I need to get to the first down. Oh, I forgot the play.
Camera work by Chris Hedrick, who's downstairs, and upstairs with us, Don Stratton and Tim Murphy. Minute 27 to go. Lambert back. Again with time. Now running out of time. Harris wraps him up. The ball is loose. Lake has it.
They're going to call it a fumble as well, but Lake will recover and be able to at least kick the football away. We have a Perry Panther down.
Frank Saylor.
He's waiting. A coverage sack, really. There's Harris. He'd scare you. Ooh, crunch.
It's Ray Harris who's shaken up on the field, and the Panthers can ill afford to lose their co-captain and one of the real leaders of this ball club, Ray Harris.
6'4", 310 in the senior.
It's one of those feelings. Jim Neal, another co-captain, two-way starter, 3-year performer, going down the second play of the game against New Philadelphia. He'll be out at least a couple of weeks with a knee. You lose Harris, and you've lost your 2 best offensive linemen.
And you've got a tough ball game next week.
If you have that program.
Minute 14 to go, and Lake facing a 4th and 12.
I think what happened there is Harris had the quarterback, and as he was spinning him around, his teammate came to clean it up. Let's see. Watch it. Right here, his head's around, and bang, there you see his teammate come in and just get a piece of his helmet with his knee. I think that was Saylor coming in to help clean it up.
Gary Pursuti back deep, Tom.
He's off under his own power, and Pursuti will stand at about the 25-yard line.
Aaron Vanderkay to put the ball away.
This is what we've seen from Perry a couple of times. Just a little, like a heavyweight match, a little jabbing early on just to get the feel of the ball game. Then they turn it on.
Good coverage by the Blue Streaks as Perry had 10 men at the line of scrimmage. Perry will take it over at their own 25-yard line, and Tom Cann will take over your favorite show on TV 67.
Boy, is that something. Let's see what we've got here. We can expect the unexpected with the Son of Ghouls, Saturday nights at 11:30, the Master of Mayhem. This week, he presents the film classic. What is it? From Beyond. Well, I couldn't tell.
Ooh,
the rapper was still on that one.
Jeffrey Combs. Didn't he invent the brush, the hairbrush?
I'll tell you one thing. It was hard to find that movie. But then again, who'd want to?
Of course, you know, he returns after a week's absence.
That's correct. Compliments of us, by the way. Thank you very much. Regardless of the phone call you received last Saturday night from the one disgruntled fan who has to be related to him.
2nd and 7. Ball just shy of the 30-yard line. Over the left side, Pursuti broke 2 tackles and is close to a first down.
Well, if he had been able to maintain his original course and bring it near side, he had a huge hole.
That's good for a first down.
And that'll do it with Steve Lippy on the tackle. The first quarter in the books as we watch the replay. No score here at Blue Streak Stadium. On the Grange, Buell, Bryan, and O'Brien Insurance scoreboard is scoreless first quarter as Tom Cannell continues to look for the Son of Ghoul movie.
I know it's on that piece of paper somewhere.
And ask the immortal question, who is Jeff Coombs or Combs? Now the Lake Blue Streaks, after a 2-2 start, have reeled off 3 wins in a row. There are only 2 losses by a point to North Canton Hoover in the game you saw, week number 2 on TV 67, and an 18-0 loss to Alliance, in which Eric Brock was sidelined with an injury, the Lake leading runner. But take nothing away from the Alliance Aviators. They're playing St. Thomas tonight, so if Lake beat Perry, Alliance will be tied for first in the Federal League with the Perry Panthers, with Lake just a game behind. Burek in there offensively now, rolling out Scott Doherty. He'll shovel pass to Pursuti, and they get it up across the 40-yard line. Kind of a shot for type of pass.
Right, and then Wenham gave him the old cowpoke,
Gain of 5.
get along, little doggy, throw out of bounds here. Get some good points for this now. The tackler will take, spin and throw.
This last week, it was Tim Wenham from his strong safety spot that picked up a Timken fumble and went in for the first score in Lake's 35-0 victory over the Trojans. 2nd and 6 from the 42-yard line. This is Burek. Oh, is he hammered?
Adam Burek carrying for Perry.
I think that was Finucane.
Well, we'll take a look. The runner's just going to
Keeling.
look for room, look for room, look for room, and then the door closes.
Yeah, it wasn't Finucane. It was Aaron Vanderkay, number 13, not number 17. Aaron Vanderkay.
So the license number was 13.
Right.
Gain of 2.
Could ask Burek if he remembers that number later on. That was a hard hit. 3rd and 2. Perry with the ball on its own 43-yard line. Doherty, plenty of time, fires the football, and it's intercepted. No, they say he trapped it. Steve Lippy.
Nice play by Lippy. That was thrown through a maze of blue shirts. So the Panthers,
Broken up by Lippy.
away from their normal running game, put it up a couple of times and nearly turn it over. It'll be coming right at you.
And a good call by the officials.
Yes, and a nice try by Lippy.
Scott is in punt formation for Perry.
Yes, Steve might get an Academy
I
Award
was
on
going to
that
say,
one.
look at this punt.
Beautiful kick by Devon Scott. Schrock from his own 20-yard line. Sidesteps one would-be tackler and gets it back to about the 27 or 28. Good punt and a good return.
Tackle made by
On the home side of the field,
on their feet.
honoring the efforts of their defense.
first return for Lake.
Here's where Perry has had people
Once
before.
again, we'd like to remind
Get
you
into the second
that
quarter,
there is a policy which
the ball
prohibits
gets turned
smoking
over.
in the stands.
Now we're going to find out
Thank you for your cooperation.
if that kind of rabbit's foot will continue.
Formation very strong now to this near side. And they'll pitch it that way to Eric Brock. Cutting inside a block, Eric Brock. It's like another first down up at the 38-yard line.
You could have just put it all in one instead of cutting inside that Brock. That would have been the same thing.
Scott and Doherty.
This is just a pitch sweep. They're coming right at your television set.
First down for the Blue Streaks.
Good hard running again. A nice first down play.
Zink, the tight end near side, but both wide receivers, Stayer and Cook to the far side, and now the exact same formation. Aaron Vanderkay's in on a wing. Brock at a couple of yards.
Carrying for Lake.
Tackle on the play for the Perry Panthers recorded by Nate Wyrick, who's in there at defensive tackle, a junior.
Tackle made by Wyrick. Flag on the play.
Our first penalty of the ball game.
And they'll mark it back 5. That's a procedure.
Against Lake.
The Lake coaching staff. We've got Andy Wilson in the ball game for Perry at inside linebacker. He wears number 54.
That's a 5-yard penalty. Illegal procedure.
So first and
against the Blue
15
Streaks.
back to the 32-yard line.
One edge for Perry over Lake is in sheer numbers in terms of depth. Nick Wakefield mentioning that he will liberally substitute both offensively and defensively here this evening to keep the fresh troops in. Again, Vanderkay and Zink reset to the far side along with Cook and Stayer, leaving Brock alone in the backfield, rolling out. Throwing the football, it's tipped. And on the tip, Scott Doherty.
Intended for Cook.
That formation gives them 4 men on that side, 4 receivers. Ball just was a little high and a little hot. Pressure initially, but it really doesn't bother Lambert. He steps inside of it and then makes the throw. Panthers nearly come up with that turnover.
Lambert now 4 out of 8 through the air for 40 yards. 10 minutes to go in a scoreless first half. Lambert slips as he goes back, now steps up, fires a football, caught by Stayer, and a first down thanks to Stayer's second effort.
The number 47, John Stayer.
And my call may be a little premature. They're going to measure.
Mark Harper on the stop for Perry. Timeout for a measurement.
Truly, partner, I think you're just a hair short. And I would know about that.
Missed by that much.
And inches. Third down.
Well, we remember the old Green Bay Packer teams. Bart Starr used to like to throw the home run ball on second and less than a yard. That comes up in a goal line offensive formation with a full house backfield and double tight end set. Brock. First down. Across midfield into Perry territory. Oh, student body left.
Eric Brock carrying for the first down.
I'll tell you what. Joe Pino
Number 86.
nearly had him in the backfield, number 67 for the Panthers.
And Matt Blake.
He's out there right now. I think he's playing for Harris. Watch 67. He'll knife through right here. He's got a shot, and he just misses. No, Harris is in there, so.
Harris, Saylor, and Pino across the front for Perry, Terrier lineman. Again, this formation strong to the far side with potentially 4 receivers. They go that way with Eric Brock, who cuts it back inside for 4. Tack on the play by inside linebacker Bill Reynolds with the assist to Ray Harris.
You got to be impressed with Harris, and that's what the college scouts are talking about. His quickness along that line of scrimmage. For a guy 6'4", 300+ pounds, his first burst of speed for about 10 yards is amazing.
2nd and 6 for Lake. Ball at the Perry 46-yard line. Now trips formation with Cook, Vanderkay, and Stayer. End around to Vanderkay at the 50, at the 45, 40. Just a step or two from breaking it. And perhaps a touchdown saving tackle by Saylor, the defensive tackle. Again, close to a first down.
This is really set up, but Saylor's able to fight off the block. I think it's the block of the quarterback. That's a mismatch that Saylor's going to win every time. Still nearly another first down, and it is. Place kicker, defensive back, return man, and now playing offense. Well, you knew one thing. Lake was going to hit them with everything they had tonight. There's no reason for them to take anything into the locker room with them. They may as well leave it all out here on the field.
Talked about the great linemen on this field tonight. We talked about the key returning veterans. And 2 of the finest athletes in our travels, Tom Cannell, Devon Scott for Perry, and Aaron Vanderkay, easy for me to say for Lake. Both outstanding, multi-talented athletes who play offense, defense, and special teams.
They rarely get a rest.
8 minutes, 19 seconds to go first half. 1st and 10 for Lake from the Perry 40. Brock, not much. Wursler got a hand on him, slowed him down, and a slew of Panthers come up to get it on the stop. Reynolds, Myers.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
Lippy now checks in at fullback. Vanderkay will exit.
Blake also in on the stop. Now they really didn't have a fullback in there. They went with a kind of a 3 wide receiver and 1 running back set. Now back in the I formation. Eric Brock, right side. Inside the 35 to the 34 for a pickup of about 6.
He was so quick he beat Lippy, his blocker, to the corner.
Tackle made by Wursler and Myers.
Wursler and Myers in on that last stop.
You'll see Lippy come up and try to block, but
gain of 4.
Brock's already outside.
5 at the Perry 35.
Brock 14 carries already in the first half, good for 53 yards. 7 minutes to play in a scoreless first half. 3rd down. Let's call it 4. Brock will be about, you know, maybe even a good 3 yards shy of the first down.
Got to get the ball to the 30-yard line.
And Reynolds. Gain of 1, 4th down and 4.
See if they take a timeout here. They were just going to take one. They got one. They were fortunate to get one from the official for a couple of minutes, so Jeff Durbin able to talk to his quarterback.
And now the Blue Streaks want to talk things over. Timeout on the field. 6 minutes, 19 seconds to go in a scoreless second quarter.
OAC, Scott Davis.
On the green, Buell, Bryan, and O'Brien shirt. Scoreboard. I'm laughing because of Tom Cannell's announcement he gave to the PA man here. Lake Zone.
This is good for one steak dinner from Ponderosa of Hartville. We're looking for Dave Vanderkate's signature.
Shaking his head
on the Ponderosa ad. If you have that program,
like cheerleaders there. Also give credit where credit is due. Kevin Hoffman producing, Jeff Poland directing, Jim Baldus trying to make it sound good, which is a full-time job. Dave Little on replays, Connie Little on graphics. Frickin' Frack is tonight's announcer.
A little shot from the truck.
6:19 to go, 4th and 4 for the Blue Streaks. Trying to keep possession here. Lambert hit as he threw. Tony Carr got the penetration.
Jumped right up in his face. I tell you, Lambert didn't even have a prayer of that one. First of all, Perry sent the world. And there you take a look at Carr airborne right in your face. So the Blue Streaks drive the ball all the way from their 23-yard line to the 33 of the Panthers and turn it over on down.
And our last Perry broadcast 2 weeks ago against Jackson, the Polar Bears had a 7-0 lead early second quarter. Then Perry exploded for 33 unanswered points. Nothing doing on that carry.
Gary Prisuti,
the ball carrier.
Tim Wenham and Jeff Hauerbusch on the stop for the
Wenham and Hauerbusch combine on the stop. Strong safety and inside backer. Just inside 6 minutes to play first half. Oh, it's 2nd and 9 for Perry from the Lake 35-yard line. Blake in motion. He gets the ball. Getting it to the outside. Down the sideline for a good pickup.
Number 19,
here they spot it.
Blake carrying for Perry.
At the 43 or 44-yard line. Good enough for a first down for the Panthers.
First down for Perry.
Blake with a good burst of speed here once he gets the corner. Nice seal block. A couple of nice blocks. And a first down.
Blake overshadowed a bit by Prisuti, and Reynolds just doesn't see the ball as much, but again, he's up there averaging right around 7 yards per carry. He makes the most of his opportunities. 5.5 minutes to play. Perry trying to break this scoreless tie. Doherty rolling out. Has time. Fires the football to Prisuti, the fullback. Broke a tackle, broke 2 tackles. And as a first down, Tom Zink finally brings him down at the Lake 43.
Doherty had a choice there, too. He could have pulled that ball down and probably made 15 yards of his own. But was able to dump it in some traffic to Prisuti. Here, take a look at Doherty. He's got lots of running room should he want to a la Fran Tarkington here.
The ball is at the Blue
But he
Streak
finds
43.
Prisuti amongst 3 of the Lake Blue Streaks, trying to tackle the ball. First down, Panthers.
I thank our friend Tom and Perry statistician Dan Greenfelder for keeping us posted on Perry. And wait to hear the numbers on Doherty, which I'll give you after this play. Devon Scott can't hold it down at the 32-yard line. Coming into play tonight, Doherty had done little wrong. 24 out of 30, 80% completion rate for 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, and just 1 interception. Tonight he's 2 out of 4. Both catches by Prisuti for 18. As you look at Keith Wakefield signaling in the play from the Perry sideline. Scott wide to the far side. Stoner comes to the near side. 5 minutes to go in the quarter. Doherty, he'll run with it. Doherty, plenty of real estate, first down for the Panthers.
Doherty keeping the ball.
Mark it down around the 32 for a pickup of 11.
Knocked out of bounds by Steve Lippy.
Steve Lippy runs the quarterback out of bounds.
Panthers just seem to
First and 10 for the
go
Panthers.
about 3 or 4 rounds of jab, 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 and then
32.
turn it on. They've taken it down the field with relative ease in this drive.
Doherty gives you the added dimension at quarterback, the junior with the ability to both run and throw the football. Pursuti off the right side. Wenham leading the defensive charge for Lake. Mark it at the 27. Let's call it a gain of 4.
Wenham on the stop for Lake.
Pursuti 5'10", 178. He runs like he's 215. And again, now they're playing in the part of the field that has the most mud. Anything going toward the Perry sideline now will be back in the quagmire.
Clock rolls, 4:20 to go. Perry at the Lake 27-yard line with the 2nd and 6 call. Blake on the counter. Down to, let's call it the 24, pick up a 3. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Tackle made by Grant and Wenham.
Keep in mind, Panthers without, well, we don't know if they're without, but we assume they're without their place kicker
3rd down
for long-range field goal attempts.
And on the tackle, Steve Grant, who's filling in defensive front for the Lake Blue Streaks. From the 24. Doherty back. Has time. Fires the football into traffic. Scott couldn't hold on.
They'll call him down. Oh. They'll call a catch and down. We'll see Boo flat coming from the near sideline. Scott's just going to do a slant.
Blue Streak 17.
Here we take another angle.
Three minutes, 10 seconds to go. 1st and 10. Perry at the Lake 17. Blake in motion. Doherty running behind Pursuiti's block. Gets it down to the 11.
Doherty keeping the ball. On the tackle for Lake.
Another tackle for Steve Lippy, returning starter at inside linebacker.
And 5.
They can get a first down, I guess. They're in the soccer field, too. Here they got double lines to go across. Looks like around the 5-yard line. Maybe the 6 for a first down.
Doherty, quick pass on the slant for the touchdown. Bill Reynolds with the touchdown catch.
That was Bill Reynolds on the reception.
Stand-up pass.
Scott Doherty.
A little pop pass, if you will. Doherty just stands up and it's gone. Nice play by Reynolds, and he takes it in for the touchdown.
Andy Bowen
from ground level.
Point after.
And the result does not change. Lippy with the tackle.
Andy Bolam is in there, despite being injured a week ago. Matt Blake is the holder. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 2 minutes, 26 seconds to go before halftime. Perry gets on the scoreboard first.
We'll announce the winning number.
On the Grange, Buell, Bryan, and O'Brien insurance scoreboard. Watch this catch by the tuba player in the Perry section. Oh,
here is the winning number.
Panthers lead it 7-0 for Reynolds. His 8th touchdown of the season. For Doherty, his 4th touchdown pass. And Bolam now outstanding on extra points, 29 out of 32. Panthers strike with 2.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Tom Cannell on his way down to the sidelines. He'll have halftime guests to open our halftime program. Then we'll hear from the two marching bands. The halftime scoreboard, the AFL-CIO version, and also the Bank One Band Players of the Week. Devon Scott boots it away. Strong kick over the head of Brock, and he'll let it go into the end zone for a touchback. So Lake will have the ball at their own 20-yard line. 2 minutes, 26 seconds to go in the half. And the Blue Streaks trailing for the first time tonight, 7-0. Chad Lambert comes out at quarterback wearing number 9. Stayer, 47, Cook, 15, the wide receivers, and Aaron Vanderkay is also in there. So we look for the 3 wide receiver set. Bring out the fullback Lippy, so 3 wide receivers. Eric Brock will be the lone setback. Cook and Stayer near side, Vanderkay far side. The tight end Zink to the far side. 3 out on the pattern. Lambert fires. Ball is caught out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Stayer, his 4th catch of the evening.
To Don Stayer. Good for a first down. Doherty knocking Stayer out of bounds. 1st and 10 for Lake.
Call it a pickup of 13 on that play. Stayer with 41 yards in catches so far. 4 wide receivers set now as they take out the tight end. Lambert under pressure, fires the football. Man is open, and second time tonight. The Lake Blue Streak trying to run before he had the ball in his hands.
Lambert's pass intended for Vanderkay.
Vanderkay, the intended receiver.
Second down.
Blue Streak's getting a little anxious here, trying to tie the game up. 2:16 to go. Lambert now 6 completions in 12 attempts. 4 to Stayer, 2 to Cook. 2nd and 10. Lake with the ball at the Perry 33-yard line. Man is open. Cook has it. First down. Trying to get away from Tony Carr, who finally collars him.
Number 15, Travis Cook. Number
Cook
72,
now 3 catches for 37 yards.
Good for a first down. Ball is at the Blue Streak, 44.
Travis Cook, a junior point guard on the basketball team. Pat Carroll. Here's Pat Carroll, a former Perry assistant under Larry Wilson.
I'm here.
Cannell down on the sideline as Lake tries to tie this game up. The pass is caught by Cook, tackled by Seifert and Reynolds.
It's complete. Number 13, number 15, Travis Cook.
Tom Lake running the 2-minute drill effectively. I guess in this case call it the 3-minute drill.
Perry, first down for the Blue Streaks.
Ground level, the catch by Cook, and a nice adjustment to the football. Lambert back, wasting no time. Man is open, and out of bounds. Vanderkay, his first catch.
Lambert's pass.
Tom, Mr. Lambert has been very effective here. And Perry wants to talk things over defensively with 1:52 to go. Sideline exploding here as the Blue Streaks try to tie this game up before halftime. A look ahead. Let's see what Kevin Hoffman, tonight's football producer, has in the way of movie entertainment. Sunday night at 8, following Top Priority, the movie Silver Bears with Michael Caine, and all next week, appropriately enough, Halloween Horror Week. On Monday, Creep Show, starring Leslie Nielsen. Great movie entertainment comes your way. Weeknights at 8, Sundays at 7 on TV 67. For a special time for Hall of Fame Showcase this week only at 8 with Sherry Lee's Top Priority at 7. See, Big Stephen used to be able to do stuff like that. 1:52 to go. 1st and 10, Lake at the Perry 31-yard line. Perry broke through at the 2.5-minute mark in this quarter on an 11-yard touchdown pass from Doherty to Reynolds. Try the running play, did not fool the Panthers.
Brock, the ball carrier.
Eric Brock, the ball carrier.
Tackle made by Harris.
Harris and Saylor combine on the stop. Clock rolls, 1:35 to go. Second and 7.
Down and 7.
From the Perry 28-yard line. Lambert back. Has time, fires, man is open. That's Stayer. Stayer down to the 15-yard line. Pick up a 13. Stayer now with 5 catches. Good for 54 yards. They're running the trips formation to the near side. Stayer the open man.
At the Perry 15.
Minute 23. Clock stopped. Stayer, a double bonus, not only making the catch but getting out of bounds. Vanderkay, Schrock, and Cook come to the far side. Stayer near side. Schrock the lone setback. 4 out in the pattern. Lambert in trouble. Fires the football. It's batted around. Stayer, the intended receiver. Burrican on the coverage. Tony Carr dropping way back from his outside linebacker spot, and Seifert also there.
On the coverage for Perry.
They're well within Vanderkay's range here, Scott, though, with 1:19 to go. So they're going to, if they keep control of the football, or at least if they keep it in possession, they're going to have an opportunity for 3 before this is over.
Tony Carr got the left hand on that football to knock it away. Now plenty of time. 1:19, 2nd and 10 from the 19-yard line. Trips formation, far side. Stayer near side. Lambert under all sorts of pressure. Smart play, getting the ball away in the grasp of Gary Pursuti. Coming on the blitz.
Was incomplete.
That may have taken him out of field goal range if Pursuti could have hung on to Lambert. Heady play by number 9. So 3rd and 10. Blake at the Perry 19, 1:14 to go, and the Blue Streaks down 7-0. Do you think, Tom, they don't make it here? They go for the field goal?
Absolutely.
Trips far side, Stayer near side. Same formation. Looking for Stayer. Fires the football. Stayer has it out of bounds. 1st and goal down at the 2.
Boy, he threw that ball way before Stayer even made his cut.
17 yards on that delivery, and Stayer has made 4 catches in this drive.
Stayer turned around, looked up, and the ball hit him right in the chest.
That play was on the coverage for the Panthers.
Rick Steffen says
It'll be
15 first downs. Lake Blue Streaks have moved the football, but they need to cash in on the scoreboard to try to tie this one up at halftime. Now to the full house with Lippy and Vanderkay ahead of Brock. Double tight end. Eric Brock, left side, touchdown. For Eric Brock, his 10th touchdown of the season.
Eric Brock taking it in from the 2 for the...
I'm a little excited down here, bud.
Aaron Vanderkay will try to point after.
Aaron Vanderkay to try the point. Kick is up. And the kick is good.
Boy, was that a save by Lambert.
Well, Lambert hot with the passing game and a great hold there. And a tough snap, and Vanderkay puts it through. Just over a minute to play here. And Tom Cannell, after some 22 minutes of scoreless football, each team has put a touchdown on the board here within a minute and a half of each other.
Well, I tell you what, you've got to be impressed the way that Lake brought it right back after Perry took it nearly the length of the field and stuffed it in. They had only a couple of minutes to go. They brought it right down the field, mixed the passing with the running. Some really good work by Lambert in that drive.
The combination of Lambert to Stayer as we watch the touchdown again from the Perry defensive side. Good blocking there at the point of attack. Don't you go away with this offensive explosion here. Let's see what Perry can do with just over a minute to go as you look at Keith Wakefield. Pursuti and Burek will go back deep to receive the kickoff. of Aaron Vanderkay. That time you have to think two strong CCI Ohio Bell candidates for Lake from the first half have to be the combination of Lambert to Stayer.
And Lambert with that save on the high, and I mean high snap for the extra point. And a heads-up play to get it right down. Worst he's got is a block. He let Vanderkay have a shot at it. He found a little window and got it through there.
Vanderkay. Myers covers up. Perry with the ball on their own 33-yard line.
86, Matt Myers. First and 10 for Perry.
I think that Perry at this point now would probably run a couple of plays and take it in at halftime 7-7. This is not where you want to make a mistake with such little time left. 1:05 and running.
In case you wonder why they would kick it like that, Pursuiti's averaging 35 yards per return on the kickoffs with a touchdown. Burek at 24 yards per return. Doherty fires. Incomplete. Scott, the intended receiver.
Doherty's pass was incomplete. Intended for Scott.
39 seconds to go in the half.
Tim Wenham on a coverage for Lake. Second down and 10.
Doherty looking over to the Perry sideline, getting the play. Kylie Stoner comes to the near side as a wide receiver. Devon Scott far side. Bill Reynolds, who caught the touchdown pass moments ago on a wing. Delayed draw to the fullback Pursuiti. Up across the 40 to the 41. Called a gain of 7, 3rd and 3. And Perry will have to burn a timeout with 39 seconds to go in the half.
We still have a gift certificate for a ribeye steak dinner.
The new man on the offensive front for the Perry Panthers. Mark Harper, number 74, 6'1", 246 junior. Perry will also use Dave Sparks at center and Jim Morsler at guard before this night is over. About an 8-man rotation on that offensive line. Doug Lautenschlager was in there at tight end, a 6'2", 193-pound junior. He comes off the field. Doug's only catch of the year has been for a touchdown against Jackson. Scott to the far side, Stoner to the near side. Reynolds in motion. Doherty back, setting up the screen. Can't get it to Reynolds. They got 4th and 3 for the Panthers with 35 seconds to go in the half. Devon Scott to boot it away. Schrock and Cook go back to receive for the Blue Streaks.
Scott, punt formation for Perry.
And it looks like Lake wants a timeout, and they do. There's a timeout on the field with 35 seconds to go in the half. We're tied at 7.
There was no overgrowth there, and he walked me in between there, and he laid me down there and raped me. I thought this man's going to do what he wants to do with me, and then he's going to kill me. I was thinking of my 6-month-old baby, too. I thought I'll never see him again. You know, my mom will bring him to the funeral. I was scared for my life. It'll always hurt. But I've learned to deal with it. My family, Rape Crisis Center. If I didn't have them, I'd feel so alone. But they're there.
Huge selection, top name brands, and low prices. It's the Price Buster sale at Value City. $1.5 million buyout. Boys and girls famous maker denim jeans. Not $20, your choice. $9.99. $1 million buyout. Young men's famous label denim coordinates. Not $50 to $60, only $24.99 and $29.99. And Missy P.S. Gaetano and Junior's No Excuses denim jeans. Not $20 to $22, your choice. $9.99 during the Price Buster sale at all Value City department stores.
I'm Brian Kelly from Rock 107, inviting you to get pumped with us at Landshark's Muscle and Fitness, 5553 Whipple Avenue. If you're looking to build stamina or endurance, visit Landshark's Cardiovascular Room with the most advanced treadmills and Stairmasters. Well, just don't let go of the bar. Why? Because. If you're looking for a savage tan, try Landshark's Wolf System tanning beds. Work out in style in Landshark's California Crazy Wear. I'm not that crazy. We'll see you at Landshark's.
35 seconds to go. Tom Cannell with a very special guest in just a few moments, so I want to miss that interview coming up. Devon Scott to boot it away. Blake changing to a single setback, trying to go for the block. They almost got it. Instead, Scott with a monster punt. And it'll roll dead at the 13. TC, you never know who you're going to meet along the sideline.
That's true. I've got an old familiar face, Lee Owens, who's up obviously doing some scouting. And you showed me the 1st of October you guys were finally allowed in the stadium.
Yeah, I've had a chance to get out to some high school football last couple of weeks, and there is nothing like high school football. Electricity in the air, especially the big Federal League game here like Perry and Lake.
Tough road for you guys right now. Everybody seems to be, you seem to be the easy target for everybody as far as the media is concerned. Your opinion of how kids generally react to that?
Well, I don't think they pay a whole lot of attention to it. We kind of just brought ourselves closer together, and we're trying to play to, to get to our best of, final record that we can get. And we know it's a big game next week, tomorrow against Michigan State, and we're going to go up there and play hard.
I'll give you one more question here in a minute. Well, we got another timeout. We'll keep talking. What's it been like in the transition from the high school game to what you're doing now?
I don't think there's anything like high school football. I really don't. Just being down here on the sidelines tonight for this big game here, and watching Coach Durbin and Coach Wakefield, get after it down here in this big game, and a close game, 7-7. I mean, it's exciting. We get in our stadium. There's 90,000 people. It doesn't seem any more exciting than what it does here tonight.
Question: a couple of weeks we've got that famous high school game in this area. You going to miss that one?
Oh, I tell you, we're playing Minnesota that day, and I've already figured out how I could call in from the press box and find out who's winning, Maslin or McKinley. I'll stay tuned in, believe me.
I understand. Thanks for visiting with us. We appreciate it.
Nice to be in here.
Back up to you, Scott, and I'll be back down here in a minute.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. We're at halftime. We've got ourselves a ball game. We're tied at 7. Monday night at 10:30, it's Ohio State head coach John Cooper. Tuesday, it's Michigan State Spartan head coach George Perlis. Wednesday night, Penn State head coach Joe Paterno. Thursday nights at 10:30, I'll be joined by Massillon head coach Jack Rose and McKinley head coach Tom McDaniels. Then Friday nights at 10:30, 67 Sports brings home high school football. If you love football, join us weeknights at 10:30 here on WOAC TV. On the Grange, Buell, O'Brien, and O'Brien Insurance scoreboard, we're tied at 7 as both teams score in the final 2.5 minutes of play. And now, under the direction of Roger Hall, the Perry High School Marching Band. Halftime with the score tied at 7. Go down to Tom Cannell. He's got our host from Lake High School, and Lee Owens still on the scene as well. TC, take it away.
Okay. I do have Dr. Dunnerstick who's going to jump in here for a second. Big stadium. It's just a beautiful night up here. It's even better now that the score's tied up. When they came right down the field and took the score 7-0, you guys answered it back in less than a minute and a half.
Yeah, real quick, and thank goodness we did before that half started.
I want to thank you for being another gracious host. There's plenty of nice groceries up here in the booth.
Are you enjoying this grocery?
Absolutely.
I saw you after at least 2 or 3 times.
Dr. Dunnerstick, thank you. I'm going to call Mark in here. Come on in a second. Our AD over here. Tell us a little bit about the money that was raised in that really big-time raffle.
Well, last weekend our Boosters Club held an auction where they raffled off just beautiful items, furniture, quilts, you name it, they auctioned it off. Raised $48,000, and our hats go off to Dave Varner and Dave Herbert, who chaired that particular event, and Dave Vanderkay and the whole Boosters Club. Really, it was just a fantastic event.
That's a nice chunk of money to add to your general fund.
Oh, it sure is, and I tell you what, these guys are always talking. They're already talking about next year, October 30th, and they want to double it for next year. So they're just a bunch of go-getters, and it was a win-win for everybody. I think everybody went home happy, including my wife, I might add. And
we talked to you early on. It was your first night here. How's it gone since that night?
It's great. It's a fantastic community, and I'm just I finally got my family moved in 2 weekends ago, and we've made it our home, and we're really enjoying it.
You're going to stick around a while.
Planning on.
Okay, good. Thanks for stopping with me. Let me call Lee in for one more second. You're telling me that you're up here, and the main man you're looking at is that big Harris kid from Perry.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm allowed to comment on that or not.
Well, let me just say that I just think he appears to have what it takes to play big-time football. 6'4", 310, and his speed is outstanding. So rather than say anything about him, you can just tell me, am I right?
You say he looked real nice in the Buckeye uniform.
That's a very political answer from Lee Owens. Scott, we're done down here. You can take the rest of halftime upstairs.
Thank you, gentlemen, and maybe it's appropriate that Lee has a political comment in this political season. We are at halftime with the score tied at 7, being entertained here by the Perry High School Marching Band. And with their music serving as the backdrop, let's check out other finals from around the area tonight. Our scoreboard, as always, brought to you by the Greater Canton AFL-CIO Council, reminding you that America works best when we say union yes.
Our musical movie tour this evening by featuring our lovely majorette line once again with music from Terminator 2, You Could Be Mine.
Courtesy of the fine folks at the AFL-CIO. We're at halftime here at Blue Streak Stadium in Hartville with the score, Lake 7 and Perry 7. Back here at Blue Streak Stadium in Hartville, I want to thank Perry historian Doug Edwards for bringing us up to date on the history of the Perry Panthers. Perry trying to win for the 213th time in school history, for the 139th time in the Federal League. And trying to clinch your share of the Federal League crown would be the school's first since '88. They went through quite a streak where they shared the league title no less than 5 times during the decade of the 1980s. They're trying to improve to 8-0 overall. The team finished 10-0 in 1969 and 9-1 in both 1972 and 1988. Only the fourth time these two teams have met on the football field. The Panthers winning the first meeting in 1987 by 12 to 7 counts. 1990, the Panthers victorious 12 to 10. Lake winning for the first time 1 year ago by a 27 to 7 count. And now being entertained by the Lake High School Marching Band under the direction of John Chambers. Lake High School Marching Band, the assistant directors Dennis Sarver and Mick Shaw. Chris Sombrio is the head majorette, joined by Julie Deckert,
Along with other members of the percussion section, perform the Mick Shaw arrangement of
Christian
Mambo,
Smyers,
bird string.
and Brittany Wetzel.
Watch and listen as the entire band displays their hand and footwork to Mambo.
The song, Mambo. Coming up next, a trumpet solo by Melanie Rossiter, and joined for a trumpet duet by Bill Collier. We're being entertained at halftime by the Lake Blue Streak Marching Band. We are tied at 7.
Entitled Explosion.
The George Wacom Theater of the Air presents Unforgiven.
Clint, you just shot an unarmed man.
Well, he should have armed himself,
But why, Clint? Why'd you shoot him?
because he didn't buy his new Ford from George Wacom.
So?
He paid too much. That's why he's unforgiven.
Don't let Clint get you. Buy your next car from George Wacom Ford Nissan at 4321 Lincoln Way East. Don't pay more. Get the inside prices from the inside Ford Nissan dealer.
Navy 67 is centered on football and basketball, but let's give credit where credit is due to the other team sports this fall. Thanks to the fine folks of Jackson High School for these standings. All these standings are finals. In boys soccer, Jackson winning the Federal League title, Hoover second, Glen Oak third. In golf, Glen Oak first, Perry second, Jackson and Hoover tying for third. Boys cross country, Perry on top, Jackson second, Glen Oak third. Girls cross country, Jackson winning the title, Hoover second, Lake third. In girls tennis, Jackson first, Glen Oak second, Worcester third. And in volleyball, Jackson on top, Worcester and Hoover tied for second, and Glen Oak in third place. The finale now from the Lake Blue Streak Marching Band. This regular season for both the Perry and Lake High School marching bands. And yes, indeed, the marching bands are a big part of the football games, and why we're happy that Bank One has returned for a second season of sponsoring the Band Person of the Week Awards. Now, through the efforts of segment producer Tim Murphy, let's join Bank One representative and Hartville branch manager April Bearer at Lake High School.
Office, and we're here this evening to congratulate Mike Stoner, who has been chosen as Band Member of the Week of Lake High School. Mike, on behalf of Bank One, it gives me great pleasure to present to you this awards plaque. And also in your name, we would like to present to your band director, John Chambers, this check in the amount of $100. And Mike and to John, we wish you a great season, and please keep up the good work, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Good evening. I'm George Lee from Bank One Central Plaza office, and I'm here to congratulate Greg Wright on his being chosen Perry High School Band Member of the Week. And on behalf of Bank One, I'd like to present to you this award plaque, honoring you as Band Member of the Week. Also, in your name, I'd like to present this check to Mr. Roger Hall, who is Band Director for the Perry High School Band. You've had a great season. We hope that it continues. Best of success.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, Tom Cannell found Lee Owens and the cream sticks up here in the press box. So Tom Cannell rejoining me here up in the press box.
Well, I can't get away with anything.
Well, I may be the boss of the buffet line, but you certainly have the cream stick market corner.
I can sure find the snackers when they're hidden around here.
Being entertained by the award-winning Lake High School cheerleaders here at halftime, and it was good to see Lee Owens as we look at the Grange, Buell, Bryan, and O'Brien Insurance scoreboard. We're tied at 7. Lee, have anything to say to you? I was trying to get word to you on the progress of Matt Christopher as he attempts to recover from a broken leg, the all-state performer of a year ago from Lake High School.
No, I really didn't get a chance to ask him, but I would think at this late date, if they have an opportunity to redshirt him, because he did only play the first ball game, I think that's the smart play. Give him 3 full years. What's he going to do to turn this team around at this juncture of the season?
We are at halftime. The score is tied at 7. We'll take our final halftime break and be back with Vic Steffen's stats and the second half kickoff. Second half warm-ups gathering around their head coaches. Lake to the right, Perry to the left, and we're ready for action in a very entertaining 7-7 ball game dominated by defense. Both would bend but not break, as they like to say about the Cleveland Browns.
Then they both snapped it within a minute and a half of each other.
That's right. With 2.5 minutes to go, Perry scored, and Lake scored at the 1 minute mark to tie the ball game.
Stats are going to be coming up here. We'll take a look at pretty evenly played first half, but look at the first downs. 15-5. Total yards, 114, 198. Turnovers, I think that's the big key. None for either team. Time of possession about even. It was really just a scrum between the 30s for the first 12 minutes of the half. And as Scott said, then bang, bang, we had 2 scores right before the half. No domination, even though the first downs would indicate that, and the yardage is a little different. It really hasn't been only one scoring opportunity for each side. They both cashed in. Here are the 2 scores. A pop pass to Billy Reynolds. Splits the defense. Carries it in for a touchdown. On the other side, Brock will get this behind Lippy. Cuts it inside and will score the tying touchdown. Vanderkay made, I think, the key extra point in the ballgame, maybe the best one we've seen all year long. Chad Lambert with a great save on the snap. He had to stand up to grab the snap, was able to fall right to his knees, get it on the old turf, and Vanderkay split the uprights. To me, that was as nice an athletic effort as I've seen all year long.
Which makes Mr. Lambert a strong candidate.
You get that right.
CCI Ohio Bell Centric's Player of the Game award for Lake. Still a lot of football to be played, however, and Rasuti and Burek go back deep as Vanderkay ready to boot it away. The Panthers will go from left to right as you look at it.
I wonder if we'll get a squib kick or we'll put it deep.
Ready to go in this 7-7 tie. Squib kick variety from the 26-yard line. And down right there, coming up with the football for the Perry Panthers, Kevin Blackledge, junior running back.
Bringing the ball back for Perry.
Set the stage for the Panthers. Again, the starting front line, Mike Elliott, Tony Carr, Fred Saylor, Ray Harris, Nate Wyrick, and tight end Matt Myers. Devon Scott, the wide receiver, Gary Pursuti, Bill Reynolds, Matt Blake, the running backs, the quarterback, Scott Doherty. Reynolds in motion. Bill gets it. 25, cuts inside a block to about the 27-yard line. Good defense by the Lake Blue Streaks. Vanderkay in on the stop.
Gain of about 1, stopped by Steve Lippy.
You can see this play's bottled up early. A lot of blue shirts in the traffic lanes. Reynolds tries to make what he can, but Lippy's got the left foot, and down he goes.
Defense for Lake, Jim Finucane, Matt Willie, Brian Gruber, Brian Deegan across the front, Tom Zink, Steve Lippy, Jeff Hauerbusch, the linebackers, Shannon Schrock, Ben Keeling, Tim Wenham, and Aaron Vanderkay in the secondary. Doherty back. Running out of time, steps up in the pocket, he'll run with it. 30-yard line, and down he goes. Lippy and Hauerbusch, the inside linebackers, converting on that tackle.
Well, Doherty made a really nice fake. If you watch, he hides the ball very well. Looks like a handoff. He turns, he wants to go deep, but it just isn't there. He pulls it down, and he takes a pretty good lick from behind here just as he starts a little spin move.
3rd and 6 for Perry. Ball on their own 32-yard line. Quick pass, caught. Reynolds first down. Lippy, Keeling in on the stop. They'll mark his forward progress between the 43 and the 44.
That was just about the same pass we saw for the touchdown. That's awfully dangerous to throw that ball in amongst all those blue shirts. Just a stand-up pop pass. Nearly tipped along the line of scrimmage, and that was Jeff Hauerbusch. Stuck a big paw up there and just missed it.
Panthers from their own 43-yard line, 1st and 10. Reynolds in motion. to Pursuti, and not much. And again, Steve Lippy, who's come out strong here in this third quarter. Give him a gain of about 2.
Stop by number 36, Steve Lippy. A gain of about 2, 2nd and 8. Second down.
Just a beautiful night here for football with the temperature in the 50s.
You get the feeling that this game could go maybe 6-7 overtimes tonight.
Now, luckily, Eric Muchler from our TV 67 staff is on hand. At least we know the first tape will get back on time. Doherty rolling out under pressure, sidesteps one man, cannot get under the grasp of Jeff Hauerbusch.
Number 11, Doherty stopped after a 2-yard loss by Jeff Hauerbusch.
Back to the original line of scrimmage, loss of 2, 3rd and 10.
Again, nobody to throw to. Then he decided you better get out of there.
3rd and 10.
Hauerbusch just waits and the ball carrier coming.
Blake is out at running back. Stoner is in at wide receiver, so double wideouts. Scott to the far side, Stoner near side, Reynolds on a wing. Myers the tight end, 3 out on the pattern. Doherty under pressure, fires from his own 40-yard line, got his man, Bill Reynolds. Mark him out of bounds at the Lake 28-yard line. Big 3rd down conversion for the Panthers.
We talked about Doherty making the smart choice. He's rolling out here. He's got an opportunity to pull this down and run. The defense thinks so. Now Reynolds has slipped behind them all. So all he wants to do is get the ball down where Reynolds can catch it. And he does with a foot in.
Normally, we know Bill Reynolds as a running back, but tonight he's been a dangerous receiver. That's his 3rd catch of the night, good for 45 yards. 8.5 minutes to go. Perry, big 3rd down conversion, 1st and 10, with the ball inside the Lake 30. Doherty trying to go behind Pursuti. Jeff Hauerbusch leading the charge from his inside linebacker spot. And Tom Cannell, both Lippy and Hauerbusch very active from the inside backer positions.
And a lot of help from their friends when they arrived at this one.
No gain on the play.
Fake, and then he follows Pursuti. There's the first hit by Hauerbusch, and he just won't let go. So even though Perry is moving the football, Hauerbusch seems to be around the football every time it stops.
Devon Scott comes wide to the near side. Blake and Reynolds on the wings. Pursuti the fullback, Blake in motion. Double handoff of Perry Staple, and Reynolds busting it into the secondary. Bill Reynolds will take it the distance.
Well, they waited all night to run it. And as usual, they run it to perfection. One of the few teams you ever see do this. First handoff, Blake. Second handoff to Reynolds. And big Billy Reynolds, 190, and he can hurt you, but he's also got good speed. He gets it outside, and he just takes it in.
28 yards on the run by Reynolds. His 9th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the night. Blake with the hole. Bolam's kick is no good. So with 7 minutes, 39 seconds to go, Perry 13, Lake 7.
With the holidays rapidly approaching, there's no better time to order holiday party trays than right now. From freshly baked hams to meat, cheese, and seafood platters, 30th Street Giant Eagle can create party trays to meet your holiday needs. For holiday gift giving, our floral department offers a variety of floral arrangements and beautiful fruit baskets. We also have gift certificates available as well as full-service catering. At 30th Street Giant Eagle, it's our pleasure to make your holiday planning easier. So don't wait until the last minute. Give us a call today.
Huge selection, top name brands, and low, low prices. It's the Price Buster sale at Value City. Missy and women's size famous maker dresses, not $68 to $138. Your choice, $39.99. Missy and women's size famous maker sweaters, and Missy and Junior's famous maker stretch jeans, not $26 to $35. Your choice, $17.99. And a great selection of ladies' Gitano bodywear, not $11 to $15, only $3.99 and $4.99. During the Price Buster sale at all Value City department stores.
Dutch Girl Cleaners. We're moving and improving. For expert full-service dry cleaning, you can count on Dutch Girl. Take advantage of our new equipment and our state-of-the-art computerized laundry system. Zip through our 2 drive-through lanes for fast, convenient service. And watch for our grand opening coming soon, just a half-mile south of our present location on Whipple Avenue Northwest in Canton.
On the Grange, Bill Buell, Tim Bryan, Mike O'Brien Insurance Scoreboard. The Perry Panthers take the opening kickoff of the second half and march at the length of the field for the score. They did miss the extra point, and that's the one thing we've seen, I think, that was lacking in most. You see a little girl running along the sidelines. We've seen an awful lot of point-after-touchdowns missed this year. I'll bet I'd be willing to say that we've seen 50% misses.
Well, in Andy Bolam's success, in case you're just joining us, he suffered an ankle injury against New Philly. It was not known until game time as you look at Jeff Durbin of the Blue Streaks whether he would kick or not. But you're right, Tom Cannell. In the early going, we thought it'd be a great year for place kickers. Number of returning starters. Probably the 2 that have impressed us the most. Mance from Canton Central Catholic, who is yet to miss and also holds the school record and has 5 field goals this season. Of course, we'll see them in Week 10 against arch rival St. Thomas Aquinas. And also the youngster from Canton McKinley, Josh McDaniels, who's tied a school record with his 48-yard field goal.
And Vanderkay, who popped 5 in a row last week.
From the 11-yard line, this is Brock across the 20-25, 27-yard line. Tackle on the play by Dan Rittenhouse, number 53, junior linebacker. So Lake gets the ball as we watch the replay from ground level.
Brock trying to find a hole. Gets what he can. Decent field position up at the 27.
Cook and Stayer, the wide receivers, both to the near side. Lippy, the fullback. Brock, the deep man in the I formation. Chad Lambert, a strong first half at quarterback. Lake down by 6. Brock straight up the middle, across the 30 to the 32. Give him a gain of 5. Front line, Tom, for Lake includes Josh Sims at center, Matt Willie, Greg Nelson at the guard, Steve Hopkins, Ryan Zito at the tackles, and Tom Zink at tight end.
And it was the score of the Perry Panthers in the first half that prompted the Lake offense to jar themselves awake. Now we'll see if they can answer right back again.
Burek and Blake, Scott and Seifert open in the secondary for Perry. We'll try to get the front 7 for you in a moment. It's going to be 3rd and a long 2, short 3, as again Eric Brock, the workhorse, gets the call.
Already 19 carries, 67 yards.
Eric Brock carrying for about 4 yards.
Just the old pitch to the short side.
Fred Saylor.
Matt Myers, Chuck Keefe, and now Tony Carr in at the linebackers.
Pretty good stick by Chuck Keefe on that last carry.
See if Lake can convert on 3rd down. Full house backfield. Goal line formation. Brock. Could be close. Perry with Wursler, Keener.
Timeout for Major. First down, Lake Blue Street.
And they do get the first down. Do need to measure. Saylor up front.
Not only did Perry score the touchdown, but they used up just about half of the 3rd quarter.
First down, Lake at its own 37-yard line, down by 6. Vanderkay, coming from his wingback position, did not fool Burek, leading the defensive charge.
Keith Wakefield leading the cheers across the way.
Matt Blake also in on the stop. Chuck Keefe in the area.
Watch the quarterback. He just kind of stands here and, excuse me, but just sneak it to you going by the last man. The wingback, almost you could call that a reverse, to try to pull the ball out.
Called a gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Lake from its own 38. Lambert under tremendous pressure gets it away, caught by Stayer, 48-yard line, first down for the Blue Streaks. Tackle on the play by Devon Scott. For Stayer, Tom Cannell, his 7th catch of the evening.
This is the best of the receiving corps against the best of the cornerbacks. comebacker. Scott is right there. But Stair with the grab in front of him.
Cook and Stayer this time to the far side. Tight end Tom Zink near side. Lippy the fullback, Brock the tailback behind Chad Lambert.
Wherever Stair goes, Scott is sure to be close behind.
Brock into Perry territory at the 49.
That time they flip-flop. But even though they flip-flop, Scott went right over to stay man-to-man with Stair.
Stop by number 43, Chuck Keefe.
Chuck Keefe on that last stop. Myers and Keefe, the inside linebackers for Perry. Second and 7. Fake to Brock. Lambert chased by Worsler, and Keefe turns the corner, and he's ridden out of bounds. No, they say he's still in bounds. Far sideline.
That was a two-man pattern. Both receivers were about 15 to 20 yards deep. And in the same area, there was nobody short for him to dump it to. There you see the two wideouts. They go back in about the same zone. Now, there's nobody short to dump it to. There's room to dump it, but there's no receiver there. And they cannot come back to help their quarterback. So he says, well, I just better make what I can here.
Keefe running him out of bounds.
Blake comes up, too, with a good hit.
Luppy is out, and Vanderkay is in. So trips formation near side on 3rd and 6. Lambert throws, intercepted by Myers at the 40. Myers back to midfield and into Lake territory. First turnover of the game. When we come back, Perry with the ball at the Lake 48-yard line with a 6-point lead. On the Grange, Buell, Bryan, and O'Brien Insurance scoreboard.
You take a look at the interception. Now, Myers just drops back. They've been throwing this out a lot. This time they chose the man inside.
Boy, Finucane got fooled by the ball handling as he wrestles down Pursuti for a loss.
And you take a look at the turnover.
Jim Finucane stopping the runner.
Finucane puts about
No gain on the play.
2-yard loss on that play.
Winham also in on the play for Lake.
Look at Eric Brock, winner of our Player of the Game award a week ago. Defensively for Lake, you look at Lippy and Howard Bush and all the tackles they've made. Offensively, the passing combo of Lambert to Stayer. And Brock, too, who's been a workhorse tonight. And Perry, Bill Reynolds with both touchdowns on the evening. Now the pitch back, midfield, Bill Reynolds, 41-yard line. Now Bill Reynolds has done it on the ground.
Bill Reynolds, the ball carrier for Perry.
Total of 3 passes and a touchdown.
It's not an easy catch either. The ball's really high on the pitch. But he pulls it down.
Gain of 8 brings up 3rd down.
Picks up 8.
Along 2.
3rd and 2 for the Panthers. The ball at the Lake 41-yard line. 1 minute, 45 seconds to go, 3rd quarter. Perry with the only touchdown in this quarter. That gives them a 6-point lead, 13-7. Burek in the ball game. Pursuti with it, and he's got the first down. Not a pretty play, but it worked.
Well, they didn't need much. It didn't gain much. Looked like Pursuti wanted to take it, and Doherty wouldn't let it go. They kind of go for a few steps together here. Pursuti not the factor he has been in previous games, but they go to him in that short yardage situation. And he produces.
Well, the defenses know now that he's the #1 back in terms of number of carries, number of yards. King on number 26. And
11 carries, 56 yards.
Reynolds and for Blake and for Scott. Doherty, pass. Burek can't hold on as he's wrestled out of bounds. Wenham with a hit.
Doherty's pass. Burek
just never he never did get this one. You watch, it hits him everywhere but in his hands. He gives himself a body massage with this one, and it finally gets away.
Second and 10 for the Perry Panthers. 1:09 to go, 3rd quarter.
Another look at it. I have it. No, I don't. Yeah, no. Yep, no.
Reynolds in motion. Doherty, watch out, the blitz. Wenham with the quarterback sack.
Well, he came untouched from the right side. Doherty never had a chance. There you see Wenham. Now he's coming. Doherty cannot see. Oh, there he is, right in my face. What am I going to do now?
Brings up a third down and 18.
And that was a big loss. Third down now at 18 yards to go. The ball all the way back at the 46-yard line. They need to get to the 28-yard line.
Scott wide to the far side, Stoner near side. Reynolds in motion. 3 out on the pattern. Trying to set up the screen. It's covered. Now the inside screen, and Reynolds keeps hammered. Steve Lippy with the hit.
Flag down. Maybe a late hit. See what we've got. It was thrown by Jim Saliola, the referee. Roughing the passer. And that will march it back. We'll take a look and see if somebody doesn't get a lick at Doherty, maybe a little bit high, right after he unloads it. Yeah, just as he let it go, he was just crushed from behind. I think we'd have stayed with it long enough, we'd have had a good look at that one. Well, they're going to march it down and mark the ball at the 32-yard line.
Oh, what a turnaround on that play.
Third down and 4.
Third down and 4 for Perry.
And Perry wants to talk things over. Timeout on the field, just 15 seconds to go in this third quarter. Third and 4 upcoming. Coming on TV 67, we'll join you next Friday night as we see the second place team in the Federal League, the Alliance Aviators, as they host the Worcester Generals. And Tom Cannell, I guess if you have to point out a surprise team in the Federal League, although you talked to some of the other coaches, they knew they had a veteran offensive front, but a new coaching staff, and what a job done by the Alliance Aviators with their first-year head coach, Phil Dorn.
I tell you what, they've just had outstanding success, an outstanding season. It's been successful, maybe beyond what they even dreamed they could do. The work's not done yet. They could really end up with a real rags to riches type story, because they've been coming along. 500 was pretty good as far as what they were able to reach, and then all of a sudden, bang! They really, with a break or two, or really believing more in themselves in the first ball game, they might have been able to nip Massillon over in Massillon. It was 17-6, and they had a couple of scoring opportunities right near the goal line, got away from them.
The only other loss, they take Perry into overtime before losing, and they've got games remaining against Worcester Timken. They'll be the solid favorites in both those contests with a chance to finish at 8-2 on the season. Here it's 3rd and 4 for Perry at the Lake 32-yard line. Perry on top, 13-7. Doherty keeps it. Zink has Doherty short of the first down.
Doherty carrying.
Doherty just has the ball inside the 30. He's got to get it to the 28. So it'll set up a 4th down play.
Stopped by Lippy and Howard Bush.
As you watch the replay, when we come back, we'll see what the Perry Panthers will do. 4th and 2 from the Lake 30-yard line. Grange, Buell, Bryan, and O'Brien Insurance scoreboard. Biggest play of the game coming up. The Panthers, as you see, with a 6-point lead, facing a 4th and 2 call at the Lake 30-yard line.
And they catch kind of a break. They use the timeout on the 3rd down play, as you see Jeff Durbin coming off. And then they get what, in effect, is another timeout for the change of direction at the end of the quarter.
No question, you go for it here. Again, too far out for a field goal and too close in to punt the football.
Probably over the right side behind Harris.
Urich and Pursuti, the running backs, are going to throw for it. Doherty in trouble, fires it. Ball is caught, first down. Down at the 25.
Well, he rolled behind the big guy. He waited and waited and waited. That was, again, a a nice thought pattern by Doherty. He doesn't want to throw it too soon. He's got a lot of patience. Looking for his man. Now he says, okay, there, it'll fit right in there.
At the Lake 25.
And Burek able to hold on to that.
Well-designed play. A lot of people thinking that Perry would try to punish the football inside for the first down. Instead, they roll out and get the ball to Burek. Seeing a lot of time in the second half, both at offensive and defensive back. Burek in motion. Give to Pursuti inside. Running hard. Gary Pursuti, one of his most impressive runs of the night.
And I think we're starting to see now what we thought we would see, and that's the size and the sheer power of Perry beginning to show. They just grind on you and grind on you. Lake's used to seeing that. They did it to everybody last year themselves.
Gain of 7. Second down and 3.
Tom Zink with some help from his friends, bringing down Gary Pursuti. Gain of 7, second and 3 from the 17-yard line. Pursuti, 12 carries, 63 yards. Reynolds slips as he goes down.
Just as he started to
Bill
cut.
Reynolds, the ball carrier.
Wenham covering up.
Reynolds was coming from his wingback spot. He was the man in motion. There you see him coming. Just as he goes to make his cut, his right foot will slip right out. So third down now and 3, maybe 4 even. Got to get the ball to the 15-yard line. One more score and Lake would be hard-pressed to come back with a couple.
Scott wide to the near side. Reynolds in motion. Pursuti off the right side, very close to the first down.
Pursuti, the ball carrier.
Even if they don't make it here, they'll go for it on fourth down, for sure.
Well, if he only had to get it to the 5, or to the 15, he's got the first down.
Timeout for measurement.
Nice block by Carr. Pursuti makes a lot of this yardage on his own. Oh my, is that an inch short? So fourth down, and we'll call it an inch and a half to go.
Just inches.
A little tidbit about footballs in the Federal League. You must have 3 brand new game balls ready to go every week.
Now, Golem is healthy. Maybe they go for a field goal, but he's not. And there's no question the Panthers will go for it here at fourth down and inches.
Well, I like my chances behind that big line with an inch to go.
No problem for Doherty. Who knows? They may have been going for it whether Bolin was healthy or not. Again, because of that great front line.
I mean, that line sure just shoved them back 2 yards.
See Saylor getting off the bottom of the pile along with Big Ray Harris.
Coming right at you. They just crush the center of that Lake line. The quarterback falls right over the top of them.
The ball at the blue straight 13.
Clock rolls, less than 10 minutes to play. First and 10 for the Panthers at the Lake 13-yard line. Bill Reynolds cutting it inside, weaving his way outside, gets it down
Bill
to
Reynolds, the ball carrier.
about the 11 or 12. See where they mark it.
Nickel made by Schrock and Lippy.
Again from his wingback spot in motion. This is the play he slipped on earlier. Nice block ahead by Pursuti. Ball is marked in at the 12. Give him a gain of 2, second down 8.
Reminder, this game brought to you thanks to the support of local advertisers. Under authority granted to TV 67 by Lake High School. Any reproduction or the use of the pictures or descriptions of this game without the express written consent of TV 67 and Lake High School is strictly prohibited.
Very nice without the card.
Reynolds on the counter. Bill Reynolds going for his 3rd touchdown of the night.
Reynolds, the ball carrier.
Gets it down to around the 5-yard line.
Stopped by Lippy.
Call it 3rd and 2.
Not only are the Panthers moving the football down the field, but they're melting that clock away much like they did on the first drive of the second half.
3rd and 3 at the Lake 6.
Von Scott out. out. They put a second tight end into the ball game. That's Lautenschlager. Double tight end set. Burek on a wing. Pursuti and Reynolds, the running backs. And Lake wants to talk things over. I think they realize one more score here. It'll be very difficult for the Blue Streaks to pull this game out.
Recently, our girls soccer team beat our ladies.
We'll pause on this timeout with 8:23 left to go in regulation. Since this is the last time, we'll see both the Blue Streaks and the Panthers in the regular season. Thanks to both schools for their continuing support of our series of high school football telecasts. Perry Panthers, the superintendent Gene Fike, the principal Bill Rowland, the athletic director Joe Demery, and head football coach Keith Wakefield, and band director Roger Hall. For the Lake Blue Streaks, superintendent Robert Dunnerstick, the principal Dave DeHaven, the athletic director Mark Hartman, the football coach Jeff Durbin and his staff, and band director John Chambers.
Middle school or Board of Education office.
Well, Lake going for a playoff spot for the 4th consecutive year, but a win tonight a must. Perry Panthers trying to win for the 8th straight time in '92 and move a step closer to their first ever postseason appearance. Left side for Sudi. Defensive surge by the Blue Streaks.
Now he's dead in the middle of the field. And this is where you're going to miss your kicker, because I'm sure they'd send him out here on a normal situation, and a field goal puts the game away.
Lippy and Wenham combine on the stop. Lautenschlager is at the second tight end, and Scott in. 4th and 3 upcoming. For the second time tonight, we make the statement this is the biggest play of the game.
This is the big play to this state. Faithful in front of us, and the Streaks are standing.
Reynolds and Pursuti in the backfield. Bill is in motion. Doherty throwing into the end zone, knocked away. Well, the Blue Streaks hold. Ben Keeling back on the coverage. The Blue Streaks still alive.
They've thrown a couple on 4th down. Good coverage by the secondary. Not much of an opportunity there. Another look at it from behind the quarterback. The out pattern was taken away, so he tried to throw it down the middle. Went for his big tight end Myers. Couldn't find him. Scott was in the neighborhood as well. We have a Panther down.
I think that is Devon Scott, the outstanding wide receiver and defensive back. Football. We talked about it next week with Alliance hosting Worcester, and then our doubleheader in 2 weeks, St. Thomas Central Catholic. And partner, hard to believe, 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Yeah, already.
Paul Brown Tiger Stadium in Massillon. Our live coverage begins at 1 o'clock. The Bulldogs and the Tigers for the 98th time.
We were just trying to figure out where the summer went and football's over.
Lake inside their own 10, down by 6, 7.5 minutes to play.
Well, that kept the Blue Streaks breathing at least. They've got 7 minutes, 38 seconds to take it the length of the field.
Take a look at what Mr. Lambert's done tonight. We assume he'll be putting it in the air. 12 completions and 21 attempts. Pitch back, Brock now cutting it inside and gets him out of the hole with the ball at the 16-yard line.
I'll tell you what. I've never got to see the number. I think it might have been Burek. He just got enough of an ankle here to stop him. Right here, he just finds an open spot. And if he's able to maintain, he's still running, and he knows it. He gets up, he wants to slam his hands.
Second down, a yard to go. Brock, he's been the workhorse. Big hole over the right side. First down at the 20. And again, Burek in on the stop.
Tackle made by Chuck Keith. Good for a first down.
Chuck Keith also in on the tackle for the Blue Streaks. Now they they've got enough room to operate, they'll bring in the extra wide receivers. Lippy, the fullback, goes off. All the receivers now, far side of the field. Keep it on the ground, though, to Brock, and Ray Harris sliding in from his defensive tackle spot, leading the charge.
Harris just slid down the line, found the stack, and then collapsed it.
Time check, 6.5 minutes to play. So you look at Jeff Durbin, who knows he's still in this ball game.
8 of 2. Second down and 8.
Again, all three wideouts to the far side. Brock alone setback. Chad Lambert. Long signal count. He goes back. Andy Wilson chasing. Slows him up, and down goes the Lake quarterback. Bill Reynolds in on the stop, but it was a play by Andy Wilson that slowed him down for the pursuit to get there.
And Wilson nearly takes the ball right from his hand. Watch Lambert. Wilson will come in hot pursuit here. Now he reaches out on the dive and nearly takes the football.
Loss of 1 yard on that play. It'll be third down and 9.
Just disrupts that one, and his friends show up. Now we're looking at third down and 9.
Schrock, Vanderkay, and Cook to the near side as wide receivers. Stayer far side. Lambert rolling out, setting up the screen to Brock, 20-yard line. Nice play by Andy Wilson. And let's see who else gets up there. It's Tony Carr combining on the stop.
Real nice plays in a row by Wilson.
Andy Wilson on the stop for the Panthers. Fourth down.
Wilson, 6'2", 190. He just puts the bear hug right on Brock there.
Confirmation for Lake.
Under 5 minutes to go in the game. Vanderkay to boot it away from his own 10. Pursuit back near midfield. Good kick by Aaron Vanderkay. Picking it away from Pursuit. Great bounce for the Blue Streak. And when we come back, Perry with the ball on its own 30-yard line with a 6-point lead and 4.5 minutes to play.
The Grange, Buell, Bryan, and O'Brien scoreboard shows the Panthers with the lead 13-7. A 49-yard boot by Aaron Vanderkay has the ball back now at the Panthers' 30-yard line, and it's going to be up to the defense for the Blue Streak.
Scott Doherty over the ball. Marks out the signals. Burek in motion. Inside handoff, Gary Pursuti, not much.
Pursuti, the ball carrier.
Lake is looking for a series of 3 and out for their defense.
Made by Jeff Hauerbusch.
Get one more shot at it.
Second down and 8.
Wig-wagging the signals in. Jeff Durbin. He's one of the most active head coaches as far as taking command of both sides of the ball. He's sending in the offense and the defense.
He has the reputation for great scheme defensively and for great defenses in general, and he's held a powerful Perry offense that was 40 points.